There is a quiet truth that many people miss when they think about connection. Real connection is not created through perfection, looks, smooth words, or charm. It is created through presence. You do not need a perfect line, perfect timing, or a perfect version of yourself to make someone feel close to you. What you truly need is intention, awareness, and the courage to show up as you are. When you want to connect deeply with a female friend or with anyone in just a few minutes, the first thing you must do is shift your focus. Stop trying to impress her. Stop trying to control the outcome. Start trying to understand her. Real connection does not happen when you speak the most or try to sound interesting. It happens when you listen fully and without distraction. When you give someone your complete attention, your eyes, your calm presence, your patience, and your empathy, you send a powerful message without saying a word. You are seen. You are safe here. And in a world filled with noise and constant distraction, that kind of attention feels rare and deeply attractive. The first moments of any meaningful interaction are about presence. This means putting your phone away, not just physically, but mentally. It means making natural eye contact, not staring, not avoiding, just being comfortable with her presence. Let your posture, your stillness, and your focus communicate that she matters in this moment. Presence is the base of all trust. Without it, nothing deeper can grow. When you are present, you are not rushing the conversation or thinking about what to say next. You are simply there, grounded and attentive. That calm energy makes the other person feel relaxed and valued. The next moments are about curiosity. Curiosity is not asking random questions or trying to be clever. It is asking questions that invite emotion, reflection, and honesty. Questions like, what has been inspiring you lately? Or what has been on your mind recently may sound simple, but they open emotional doors. These questions shift the conversation from surface-level facts to inner experiences. The real power is not in asking the question, but in how you listen to the answer. You listen without interrupting. You listen without turning the focus back to yourself. You listen without trying to fix anything. You simply allow her to speak and feel heard. Listening deeply is a skill that very few people truly practice. Most people listen just enough to respond. But deep listening means staying present with her words, her tone, her pauses, and even her emotions. Sometimes the most important things are not said directly. They are felt. When you stay patient and open, she senses that you are not judging her or rushing her. This creates emotional safety, and emotional safety is the doorway to genuine connection. As the interaction continues, awareness becomes important. You begin to notice her body language, her facial expressions, her comfort level, and her energy. This is not about analyzing or overthinking. It is about being sensitive and respectful. Authentic connection grows when you respond naturally instead of following a script. Authenticity means allowing yourself to be real rather than polished. You do not need to sound perfect or always confident. Being honest about your thoughts and feelings when appropriate creates closeness. Vulnerability does not make you weak. It makes you human. When you show that you are comfortable being yourself, you silently invite her to do the same. This is often the moment when a friendship starts to feel deeper and more meaningful. Not because anything was forced, but because space was given for honesty to exist. Connection is not measured by time. It is measured by depth per second. You can spend hours with someone and never truly reach them. Or you can spend a few minutes fully present and leave behind a feeling of warmth, trust, and respect that lasts far longer than the conversation itself. Presence is a simple idea, yet it is often forgotten. In a world filled with constant notifications, divided attention, and endless distractions, true presence has become rare. That rarity is what makes it powerful. When you give someone your full attention, you are not just hearing their words. You are noticing their energy, their emotions, and their unspoken signals. Presence communicates something words cannot. It says, "You matter right now. I am here with you." To be present means letting go of mental noise. It means releasing assumptions, letting go of the urge to impress, and quieting the need to respond quickly. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, you become curious about what is being shared. Presence is a form of respect. It shows emotional maturity and awareness. It reflects empathy and emotional intelligence. When you practice presence, even ordinary conversations can feel meaningful and sincere. Many people crave attention, but what they truly want is presence. Attention can be shallow and temporary. Presence is deep and lasting. Attention fades quickly, but presence leaves an impression. When someone feels that you are fully there, not distracted and not judging, their guard slowly lowers, their body relaxes, their heart opens. Trust begins to form naturally. In those moments, the connection shifts from surface-level interaction to something that feels real and soulful. Practicing presence takes intention. It means choosing to put distractions aside. It means meeting someone's eyes with warmth. It means allowing silence without discomfort. Silence is not empty. It is often where understanding grows. When you stay still and attentive, you create a safe emotional space. In that space, honesty feels easier. People feel free to express themselves without fear of being misunderstood or dismissed. True connection is never about how long you spend together. It is about how present you are when you are together. A few minutes of full presence can strengthen a bond more than hours of distracted conversation. When you master presence, connection stops feeling forced. It becomes natural, calm, and deeply satisfying. Curiosity plays a powerful role in deepening this connection. Curiosity is the invisible bridge between two people. It turns conversation into understanding and understanding into trust. When you approach someone with real curiosity, you are saying that their inner world matters to you. You're not trying to fill silence or gather information. You are exploring who they are beneath the surface. True curiosity is gentle. It is not intrusive or demanding. It is rooted in empathy. When talking with a female friend, curiosity shows in how patiently you listen, how thoughtfully you ask questions, and how sincerely you respond. Most people speak to be noticed. Very few speak to understand. When you choose understanding, you build emotional trust without effort. Ask questions that allow reflection, questions that invite her to share meaning, not just facts. Questions that help her express why she feels a certain way, not just what she does. Simple questions can carry deep meaning when asked with genuine interest. They show that you care about her thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Curiosity also means allowing space. You do not rush her answers. You do not jump in to relate everything back to yourself. You allow silence when it appears. Silence often gives people the courage to go deeper. When someone feels no pressure to perform or impress, authenticity comes naturally. Feeling understood is one of the most powerful human needs. When someone feels truly heard, they feel valued. That feeling creates emotional closeness. Curiosity transforms everyday conversations into meaningful moments of trust and connection. It slowly dissolves emotional walls and reveals shared humanity. If you want to connect deeply, let go of the need to impress. Replace it with a genuine desire to learn. Ask with care, listen with patience, respond with honesty. The more curious you are about someone's inner world, the more comfortable they feel letting you in. Curiosity is not just interest, it is emotional generosity. It is love expressed through attention. Authenticity is the heartbeat of all real connection. It is the courage to show up without masks. Many people spend their lives trying to appear confident, flawless, or impressive. But perfection never creates closeness. Honesty does. When you stop performing and start being real, you allow connection to happen naturally. Authenticity gives permission for openness, and openness is where trust quietly grows and stays. It means being honest in the way you think, feel, and respond in real time. If something moves you inside, you allow yourself to say it instead of hiding it. If you feel the shift in your mindset, you understand that confidence and presence matter more than trying to appear perfect. If you do not know something, you admit it openly. There is no shame in that. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength that is steady and self-aware. It actually takes far more courage to say this is who I am than to pretend you have everything figured out. When you are real like that, people sense it immediately. They feel it before you even explain it. In friendship, authenticity creates emotional safety. When a female friend senses that you are genuine, that your kindness is not an act, that your curiosity is not forced, and that your words come from a place of truth, her body relaxes and her mind softens. People are very sensitive to energy. They can feel when you are being real and when you are performing. When your energy is honest, people open up naturally because they know they do not need to pretend around you either. There is no pressure to impress, no need to play a role, and no fear of being judged. That is where comfort begins. Authenticity also means your actions match your words over time. It is not about saying what sounds right in the moment. It is about living what you believe is right, even when no one is watching. When your behavior stays aligned with what you say, people slowly begin to trust you. Consistency builds credibility, and credibility builds respect. That is what makes people feel drawn to your presence without you needing to do anything extra. In a world that is obsessed with image, filters, and appearances, being real has become rare. And because it is rare, it is powerful. When you accept your humanity, your flaws, your awkward moments, and your sincerity, you give others permission to do the same. You remind them that connection is not about perfection. It is about being human together in the same space. That is what makes moments meaningful and memorable. Authenticity does not just attract people, it heals them. Because deep down, everyone wants the same thing. To be loved, not for the mask they wear, but for the truth of who they are underneath. Depth and connection are not measured by time. They are measured by truth. You can talk to someone for years and still never really know them. Or you can share just a few minutes of honesty and feel like you have known them your whole life. Meaningful connection is not about how long the conversation lasts. It is about how deeply you are willing to go within yourself. When presence, curiosity, and authenticity come together, they create a moment that feels bigger than time. Depth appears when conversation moves past surface-level topics and into what truly matters. Feelings, dreams, fears, values, and real experiences. It happens when examples from real life are shared naturally, not to impress, but to express. It is when both people lower their guard and meet each other as equals, not as performers trying to look interesting. In that space, trust forms without effort. The heart begins to open, not because it is pushed or rushed, but because it finally feels safe. That is when you realize how powerful a few honest minutes can be. We live in a world that is obsessed with quantity. More followers, more messages, more notifications, more interactions. But the soul does not respond to more. It responds to real. A few words spoken with care and intention can heal more than 1,000 words spoken without meaning. When you give someone your full presence, listen with genuine curiosity and respond with honesty, you create something unforgettable. You create a real human moment. This kind of depth does not require force or effort. It requires attention. It means being emotionally awake. It means noticing the small details that most people miss. The tone in her voice when she talks about something important. The light in her eyes when she speaks about what she loves. The silence between her words when she is searching for how to express herself. These small moments are where true connection lives. In just a few minutes, when your heart and mind are fully engaged, you can leave an imprint that lasts. Because depth does not demand time, it demands truth. And truth, when shared openly and without fear, has the power to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary connections. It changes how people feel long after the conversation ends. In the end, connection is not about strategy or techniques. It is not about saying the perfect thing or following a script. It is about sincerity. It is about showing up with full presence, leading with curiosity, speaking honestly, and valuing depth over duration. When you learn to truly listen, when your focus shifts from trying to be interesting to genuinely being interested, you unlock a kind of bond that time alone can never create. Real relationships are built in moments, not milestones. They grow from the courage to be real, the willingness to understand, and the desire to make another person feel seen and valued. It only takes a few intentional minutes to remind someone that they matter. And those moments can quietly change both of you in ways you may not even realize at first. So never underestimate the power of a genuine exchange in a world that often feels rushed and disconnected. Your presence can be the calm in someone's chaos. Your curiosity can become the doorway to understanding. Your authenticity can be the invitation that allows trust to grow. Depth is never about how long you have known someone. It is about how real you are, willing to be with them. When you approach every interaction with honesty, empathy, and attention, you do not just build friendships, you build connections that last. And sometimes those connections do not take years to form. Sometimes they can begin in just 3 minutes flat. When truth meets presence and two people allow themselves to be real,